Hey everybody, it's Rob Ryder. Going to be talking about a writ of mandamus here in just a minute. But before we do that, just so that repetition never hurts, right? So a lot of people were calling the document that we were using on houses the certificate of acknowledgement, and it's because I put that at the top so that I would know what it was if somebody wanted a copy. But that's really not the title. So let's just go over it one more time. What you're doing, first of all, a man always does an acknowledgement. Never do an affidavit. That's for a person who, for the length of time it takes him to seal his name, will it be allowed in their system to be seen as a man so he can give his stuff away. A man, free willed by the Creator, his conscience is always before the Creator, and his word is his bond. So as long as you're a peaceful man and you have no fraud in your contracts, you don't need to do an affidavit. You are your own witness, and we need two other witnesses to make it a common law deed. So an acknowledgement that we're doing is really just your free will act and deed. You know, you're doing this of your free will. There's no coercion. So whatever you put on the paper, you decided to do on your own. And I'm going to call that the acknowledgement, right? So we're acknowledging that we have done our free will act and deed when we go to see this competent officer. Who's going to do the acknowledgement certificate and witnessed by the competent officer. And that's the little thing at the bottom that we'll see on the mandamus that is the thing the notary is going to do for your other competent officer. Again, it doesn't need to be a notary. Any competent officer can do it. And if you did a search in your statutes, you'll find out who they are in the county. So a competent officer in the county can witness your acknowledgement on the certificate, and their oaths have to be held at the county. So whatever they want to give you as an acknowledgement, as a certificate of authority for the competent officer that witnessed your acknowledgement of free will act and deed, is the other piece of paper you need. So you have your piece of paper with your free will. You have an acknowledgement certificate that the notary is going to seal to say you've come in and said, I've done this in my free will. And you're going to have a certificate of authority that says the notary that witnessed your acknowledgement at the time was on file and in good standing to do so. And when you have those little things right there, you have just written your own law for your sovereign nation state. And they're going to say it meets full faith and credit due form of law for their system. So that's enough on that. A lot of people are doing it their own way, which is fine. You don't need three other people to witness your document. You need you and these two officers of their system so that in their system it's seen as due form of law so that the high priest, when asked, well, isn't this your law, have to say it is. And then Pilate will be able to find no fault with the man. So we've been dealing with we have been dealing with the foreclosure stuff, and at the time that was all I really wanted to deal with because they're all done in acknowledgement certificate or acknowledgments. Um, but I didn't want to confuse the issue, so it's really simple on a deed. It's really simple on a writ of mandamus. A writ of mandamus is nothing more than an order from the king. A mandamus is one of the prerogative writs only that only the sovereign can wield, and that's you. And it's used to tell a government official, officer, or any corporation to do or not do something. Look up the definition of mandamus on Wikipedia, wherever you want to. So this is how I would write mine. Writ of mandamus. Be it known to all men and their persons, I, Robert Allen, given a fee simple estate of inheritance from the Father, and the registered owner with an indefeasible title to my land and lawful owner of the real property and interest, known as your all capital letter name. In my case, born September 5th, 1958, and registered in the county of Bay, Michigan. That's enough for them to find me. Um, and I see I made a mistake here. I got to fix this now. So I have appeared now. Uh, how am I? So here we go. How am I going to do this sentence? So I'm going to say, having now appeared, E-A-R, and from this, it helps if you can type, from this day forward, from this day forward, shall be seen as competent and of the age of majority and the sovereign power of my land. All presumptions to the contrary are void. My ink signature shall be considered my seal. So if you don't like what I just typed, make up your own. I don't care. This is how I would do it. I'm an immortal living soul created in the image of the Father. Here is one of his people. Conscious of my Trinity, of heart, mind, and soul. Born a child of God, now living as a man of peace. Under the grace of the Creator, and by the Creator's will, I am the sovereign power and tribunal to record a record of my sovereign nation state, with original, exclusive, and final jurisdiction in all matters concerning my land and real property, and all interest in the estate. A living man, one of the people, sovereign power of my land, answerable only to the Father, I, as grantee, accept the covenant known as the New Testament, and the deeds known as the Constitution of or for the United States of America, Michigan, and treaties of peace. I accept the promissory oaths of all public officers and vows of the clergy to be the servants who by fealty and homage to me bear faith and opposition to all men without any saving or exception, and protect the kings, princes, and people from the belligerents. I extend my sovereign immunity to said public officers performing their lawful duties in regard to my business and protection. Well, there you go. We've just told them who we are, what is ours, what their position is to us, and as long as they follow our orders, we have no problem. We will protect them. So therefore, by sovereign prerogative, we, the Trinity of Heart, Mind, and Soul, command this writ of mandamus issued under our hand and seal is lawful judgment binding in all competent or incompetent courts of justice, governments, clergy, corporations, persons, their officers, and servants to ensure my will is executed. I don't know how many other words you want to put in to describe who they are, but that's enough for me. I think I've covered them all. If not, well, let's give them one more. No natural or artificial person has status to bring a claim against me, the living man, nor against my real property and or interest. Any such claim now open is void on its face and shall be immediately discharged. All living man claiming that I have harmed him or his property shall provide full proof evidence to substantiate his claim. In other words, he needs to do it on a lawful affidavit. I would hope, though, if I've harmed my brother, he would just come and say, hey, brother, you damaged my property, and, I'm going to beg forgiveness. And then try to make him whole. So lawful officers are commanded to protect me and my property as one of the Creator's people. Man created in his image, landlord of my realm, that by your free will have sworn your allegiance. Your promissory oath has bound your soul to eternal damnation if you should ever break God's law, God, the Creator's law. If you require my seal to carry out my orders, ask, I'll give it to you. Otherwise, do as you're ordered. Failure to immediately carry out any verbal or written lawful orders from this day forward is your acknowledgement of breaking Creator God's law, an indication of you are incompetent and not worthy of holding your office. In which case I mandate the ordinary of your province and his vicar general to correct any cleric or clergy holding ordinary power as necessary to see my lawful orders are followed. And I'll do another video on the vicar general and the ordinary and show you why you want to say this. I am following the footsteps of my brother Christ on the path to achieve the status of Son of God. And on that journey, as a man of peace, what I ask for shall be given. It is my will that from now forth I am identified as a living man and never again as one of the dead under the control of some pagan religion. Further, no man speaks to the Father for me. My wish is to honor my Father with heart, mind, and soul by unleashing the divine energy He has given me as my inheritance, that until now has been controlled and squandered by others who would rather charge their brothers than treat them like themselves, enslaving all to hell on earth, where paradise could always exist. In honor of the Father, it is my duty to protect the weak from the belligerents, and upon my order on their behalf, what I ask, what am I going to put here? On behalf, what I ask on their behalf shall be given to them. What's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, and it's my wish to have all that is mine now. I'll leave the paperwork to you. So we have said, so let it be written, so let it be done. And then it looks like I forgot to put some place to put your seal. So we'll just do this. This is how they would have done. This is how they've been sneaking it by you all these years. I'll put a bigger line. And right here at the end, oh, come on, baby. Sorry about this, folks. This is how it's done. You know, sit at the computer, write some words. If you don't like them, change them. It's written for you. I'm just telling you, this is how I would do it. Please, don't ask me how you should do it. You're going to use the words you need to use to make yourself feel good. I'm real comfortable with everything that I say on anything, because is what I say it is in my court of record. All right, so there you go. You're going to sign it, and that's your seal. And in my case, state of Michigan, county of, whatever county you happen to be in. On this, whatever day it is, before me, the subscriber, the name of the notary, Robert Allen Ritlewski, to me known to be a living man, described in and who executed the foregoing instrument, and acknowledged before me that he executed the same as his free will act and deed. Okay, you've taken care of the free will act and deed. That's been taken care of, which is your acknowledgement. That's been taken care of. You just had the acknowledgement certificate witnessed by a competent officer. That's been taken care of. And now you're going to do this. Certificate of authority for competent officer that witnessed your acknowledgement of free will act and deed. And when you have that completed and you staple that acknowledgement, certificate of authority, to the Writ of Mandamus, you have just created your own public record, act, or judicial proceeding. In this case, it's a judicial proceeding. So have this done. Get some certified copies and go take one to the sheriff. For Liliana, I'm going to have her take one to the sheriff and take one to and put in her court case and tell him you're ordered to immediately discharge the matter. If this is open in 24 hours, I'm contacting the Vicar General. And to the sheriff, I demand you keep those SOBs off my property. If not, I'm taking you to the Vicar General. If you don't know who he is, call the ordinary. So we can go there with lollipops, and the Vicar General is going to come with the stick. It will happen. It's the reason these loopholes are in there. They had to leave a hole for man to get out of, a peaceful man, and who's going to protect them so they can stay peaceful? Roman law is, which is overall civil law and protector of divine law, and there's a gentleman there called the Vicar General whose power comes directly from the Pope in common law, and your common law, he just needs you to give him an order. And I think that this is enough. Now, this is the foundational document right? After this, you just, if you think you need to carry copies with you, get a bunch of copies. I would like it to get it on the public record somewhere where it can always be seen. So, again, I would think that would be the a miscellaneous file. I don't really care, where they put it, as long as I have it in a book someplace that I can say it's in the public record here. And then I don't need to give them certified copies. I just give them a copy and say, look in this book and Lieber book page, Lieber book number and page number, and give them a copy. They can go look it up. That's enough for me. If I get any problem, I'm going to the Vicar General. I'm not messing around with them anymore. I'm not going to chase them down a hallway to get them to do their job. They're going to come and ask me how they can help me. So that's it for today. I'll be on another one shortly, but really that's all the writ of mandamus is, brother. It's your law. How you want to write it is up to you. And this is the way I chose to write it. We'll be talking again soon. See ya.